This is the book of Psalms, chapter 106. I'm gonna start at verse 35. I'm gonna start at Psalms 106. Let's start at verse 32. Psalms 106 and 32. They angered him also the waters of strife, so that it went ill with Moses for their sakes. So this is going into the Israelites. They angered who? Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, the Most High, who you people ignorantly call God and Jesus Christ. Verse 33, because they provoked his spirit so that he spake unadvisedly with his lips. They did not destroy the nations concerning whom the Lord Yahweh commanded them, but were mingled among the heathen and learned their ways. Verse 36, and they served their idols, which were a snare unto them, like your so-called Jesus Christ, which is an idol. Verse 37, yea, they sacrificed their sons and their daughters unto devils. Verse 38, and shed innocent blood, even the blood of their sons and of their daughters, whom they sacrificed unto the idols of Canaan, and the land was polluted with blood. Verse 39, thus were they defiled with their own works, and went a whoring with their own inventions. Therefore was the wrath of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua kindled against his people, insomuch that he abhorred his own inheritance. I want to start off by giving all praises, all honor, and all glory to Kol Haloyim La Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Kodash Barakatham. Double honors to my apostles and to my elders, a great millstone who do rule well. Peace and salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing his truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives and the freedom to do so. Now more so than ever. Shalom to the Akwaf and the Akim out there listening and learning. Lord willingly, this is edifying. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in a land of other nations, appearing like the other nations, but subscribing to this truth. To you, I say shalom. This is a rather Yahweh Sap out of the GMS Cleveland Church, a fellow servant, coming at you with another lesson through the Spirit, through the power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. So basically, I was searching for an article, came across this article on my Newsbreak app, and it's talking about Biden. Ain't that something? That's a spirit, because I had it and now it ain't up there no more. Hopefully it'll pop up immediately. But basically, Biden is about to do something to appease these everybody that's butthurt over it. Here we go, right here. About this abortion, this vote, the overturning of Roe versus Wade. So this is out of San Diego Union Tribune. Impassioned Biden signs order on abortion access. So although they're supposed to outlaw abortion, Biden is literally making it where he's trying to allow certain people to still, like certain places where you still can actually get abortions done. President Joe Biden on Friday condemned the extreme Supreme Court majority that ended the constitutional right to abortion and delivered an impassioned plea for Americans upset by the decision to vote in November. Under mounting pressure from fellow Democrats to be more forceful in response to the ruling, he signed an executive order to try to protect access to the procedure. So that was enough to catch my attention. So to show you how wicked this place is truly is, literally, this is the only place, and that's how you know it's not really based on the foundations of the scriptures. They say that, but it's not. It talks about, train up a child in the way they should go and they shall not depart. So if you instill in a child the Bible and the scriptures and the morals or certain morals and values, they will not depart from that. You pretty much, that's why, you're a product of your environment. You get what I'm saying? So what you feed or you're a product of your thoughts. If you surrounded by negativity, you usually, it takes a strong spirit to actually keep hope in a negative environment. And that's one of the reasons why they about to try to outlaw, free speech and the Bible, because the Bible offers hope. The book of Eli shows you that, But the devil, the white man that read Edomite, he wanted the book because he looked at it as a weapon. You know what I mean? You know, Eli knew the power of the book, and when you really go into it, you know, like and watch that movie, like again, I always bring this up. I didn't like the movie or care for it when I first saw it, but I wasn't in the truth then. When I rewatched it in the truth, it had a whole totally different light to it because you know, once you get you got that spiritual eye salve. You know, I see the world in a way that a person that's in the world doesn't see it. Because it's literally a scripture that talks about that, how the angels blinded the men. Matter of fact, let me find it. Giving them eyes that they cannot see. I don't know what's up with this phone. See how that shit just did that? It did show you how fucked up this place is. Like, you buy a phone. I think I paid like they were there $300 for this phone, right? This phone is probably a refurbished phone. They stacking a brand new tip. You know what I mean? Because you didn't see me hitting no MapQuest. Why the fuck the MapQuest popping up? Anyway, that's why you be a fucking fool not to get assurance on these fucking everything just a get over type shit for real. Eyes that they cannot see, eyes that they cannot. So that's the Psalms. Matthew 13, 15, and 17. Slovakia. Matthew 13, 15, and 17. Matthew. Slovakia. Matthew 13, 15, and 17. It reads, for these. This is Matthew chapter 13. I'm going to start at verse 14. And in them is fulfilled the prophecy of Isaiah, which saith, meaning Isaiah, by hearing ye shall hear and shall not understand, and seeing ye shall see and shall not perceive. So we out on the highways and hedges on the corners week in and week out, and we're bringing out this truth. But this is prophetic. You know, like I said, the scripture just brought it out. You're going to have people that's going to hear what we're saying but not understand it. You know, it's a secret song. You know, the book of Revelations talk about that. You know, we singing a song that everybody's not going to hear or understand. For verse 15, for this people's heart is waxed gross, and their ears are dull of hearing, and their eyes they have closed, lest at any time they should see with their eyes and hear with their heart. So like it, and hear with their ears and should understand with their heart and should be converted, and I should heal them. But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. For verily I say unto you that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear and have not heard them. Because they was hoping to hear, you know, to partake in, you know, like many prophets was hoping to actually see the end times. Because we know, I mean, you know, although things are going to get, you know, really, really bad, at the end of the day, these things got to happen in order for, you know, the Messiah to come back. And that's the truth. And when you got people that sit up there saying, you got a lot of these people that talk about they believe in the Bible, but they're not welcoming these things to happen because they don't truly believe. You know what I mean? I believe it's a scripture. I don't know if it's Romans, but I know it's a scripture talk about that the angels have blinded their eyes, though. But so like it, not to have digressed that much, but so you know, it was going into basically them shedding the blood of their sons and their daughters. He's basically willing to uphold the fact of sacrificing, you know, their children, because basically when you commit abortion, that's a sacrifice. You know, why do you think they legalized that? Why do you know, like, that's big business in America for real, you know? And that's why you had such a mass, a massive reaction to it. You have them women and you have men that sit up there talking about they feel they just agreeing with the woman because literally they right their body, it's their mind and they right to actually be able to do that because it's their body. When you about to see this, devil don't believe that it's your body. Shit, he just told you had to stay in the house. He just told you had to put some shit in your body that you don't know if it's actually gonna help you or not. And based on the track record, It's not helping you. If anything, it's had adverse reaction. But did they give a fuck about you actually giving up or being able to abort your child? Actually, the scriptures tell you to be fruitful and multiply. Sacrificing of children is abominable to the Most High. And that's why the scripture came out. So they'll promote a man can lay with a man and a woman can lay with a woman. That's okay, which the Bible actually condemns. And then they promote, you can go ahead and literally kill your offspring, which the Bible actually condemns what they promote. And with all these different things that's going on, this dude basically had the most passionate speech, because it said he was impassioned with it, about having abortions. Bear with me for a second. So I'm going to read a little bit more of the article. It says the actions Biden outlined are intended to head off some potential penalty that women seeking abortions may face after the ruling, but his order cannot restore access to abortion in more than a dozen states where strict limits or total bans have gone into effect. About a dozen more states are set to impose additional restrictions. Biden acknowledged the limitations facing his office, saying it will require an act of Congress to restore nationwide access to the way it was before the June 24th decision. The fastest way to restore woe is to pass a national law, Biden said. The challenge is go out and vote for you. He says, for God's sake, there's an election in November. So, again, they're trying to make it seem like so many checks and balances, and like basically this is an unpopular president, so basically he's siding with all these unhappy people about they don't have the right to do as thou wilt, when they're saying that basically he would have to pass law to reenact or put in a law in effect where women can do that again. But what they don't understand is the whole reversal of the Roe versus Wade thing is not based on the fact they care about them killing the children. It's based on the fact that they're about to come with that charagma, that RFID chip, that MOTB. They're about to come with the system where they're about to implant this device into your body. And that's just fact. Scripture talks about in the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 2, least Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. At the end of the day, after all these years, you know how much money is made off of abortions? And just imagine how much money is about to be lost from them not being able to do it, because a whole nother system is about to be put into place. So, that being said, this again, I said this place is they're not really they against like they condone you murdering the children, but they allow same-sex marriages, which is upside down. The book of Isaiah chapter 29 talks about this man's turning the things upside down. He created a system where a man could be a man, a woman could be a woman. They're equal. When the scriptures don't even talk about things being equal. It talks about in the book of Deuteronomy, the Israelites were a separate people. They weren't equal with everybody. Now, when we say we those people, it's an issue. But then you got some people that look like Edomites that say that they the people that literally, scriptures talk about when the Israelites went back into the land, it was going to be the Most High God that put them in the land. Well, you had man sign the Balfour Declaration, where all these nations came together and put them people back in the land. And then they consider that biblical, like that's biblical proof. Like that was that's the prophecy being fulfilled, because they signed the declaration and put them people back in the land, when them not even really the people. The scriptures talk about strong delusion. You got a lot of people believing in the system, you got some of them people believing that they the people. And you got some people that know that they're not, some of their own people. They don't worship the scriptures. That's why they don't believe in the Messiah. So, again, they believe in sodomy and, in the ways of Egypt. So that's why I'm going to bring out this scripture in the book of Revelation chapter 11, verse 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street, of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt. So spiritually, this place is called Sodom and Egypt because it's like Sodom and Gomorrah with the basically, those different rights and the laws that's put into place for those alphabet people. And it's like Egypt because of the philosophies. The elder Yashawamba from Texas, Dallas, Texas, always goes into I remember he did a video about young Pharaoh, which that's a spirit because I remember young Pharaoh used to say some blasphemous shit sometimes. He'd say certain things like, well, yeah, I remember the most profound thing he ever said was he was like, our faith. He didn't go into it specifically, but he was like, them Israelites, they'll believe, they'll say this and they believe it. You know what I mean? So, at the end of the day, what's that? Romans 8:28. Nothing can, all things work to the good for those that are called according to his purpose. Everything is the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. So even when it appears like it might be bad, it's good. It makes me think of with Joseph in Egypt. He went to prison on something that he didn't do, and I'm sure that didn't feel or sit good or feel good or any of that. But the Lord used that bad situation to put him in a position where he became the viceroy of Egypt, meaning the second in command. So, but, this place will uphold, I'm bouncing around, but like the elder Yashua was going into the similarities of Egypt and America. I should go look up a book that got some because, I got a book called Are We Rome, where it goes into the similarities of America and Rome. But America is a Babylon because of the fact it's got all these different kingdoms mixed up in one. You got Roman culture, architecture, philosophy. You got Babylonian architecture. Shit, the banking system is based on Babylonian system. You go look that up. Credit is based on, because it's really witchcraft. How you gonna give me something that like basically that's why they make statements about our money system is based on the fact that you believe it works. It's a talisman. That's why you got all them signs and sigils on the back of it. You know what I mean? A pyramid and all this old shit. That's why this place is Sodom and Egypt. Shit, you even got a pyramid in Las Vegas at the Luxor Hotel. Remember? Or did you know that? So these people believe in, those customs. They don't believe in the morals and the laws, statutes, and commandments of the scriptures. The book of Nahum, chapter 3, beginning at verse 1. And it reads, woe to the bloody city. It is all full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not. So the bloody city is America. This place was basically gotten by blood. It tells you in the book of Numbers, chapter 35, that any place that's gotten by blood, roughly paraphrased, the blood is what defiled it, and the only way to cleanse it is by the blood that was shed. Blood has to be shed. So just how this place was taken by blood shed, it's going to be taken again by bloodshed. But this is a bloody city. You got to understand. You know how long they've been having abortions legalized? So that means even if you ain't seen no bullshit happen, that particular day, somewhere in the world, in a city near you, some child was being killed. Sacrifices day by day by day by day. So yes, this is the bloody city. Matter of fact, I'm going to skip down to verse 4. Because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot. Because, this country, America, is considered the whore that rideth on the scarlet colored beast, because this place is in league with all these different nations, pushing on its philosophies to all these different nations. So it's likened on to a harlot. Just like Israel is likened on to a harlot because we were married onto the Most High when we chose to take on the law, statutes, and commandments and agree upon the covenant. But then when we broke those, it's just like if a man married a woman and then that woman was unfaithful. So if we were unfaithful to the Most High, or if a woman is unfaithful to the to a man, how much more so Should the punishment be if you unfaithful to the Most High? Because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcrafts, that selleth nations through her whoredoms and families through her witchcrafts. Matter of fact, let's look up the word witchcraft. The practice of magic, especially black magic, the use of spells, children and goods were believed to be vulnerable to witchcraft. In modern contexts, religious practices involving magic and affinity with nature, usually with a pagan tradition. And this place is not built on the scriptures. You know, they was just talking about the Georgia Guidestones. You know, why would you have that? They call it the American Stonehenge. Well, when you go into Stonehenge, that's supposed to be actually constructed by the Druids. Go look up who those are. So they literally refer to the Georgia Guidestones as the American Stonehenge. I remember looking, hearing some years back that it was demolished a minute ago. So for it to actually get, they said somebody blew it up, and then they just came and destroyed it. And like the elder said, well, hold up. If you said somebody defaced this property, why would you destroy it without investigation being going on? You know, so that lets you know it's something about to happen for real. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta remember, this wasn't no just a regular. Like, this ain't, you know what I mean? Like, this is the elites put this shit up, and for them to tear it down like that. So again, through the spirit, you know, I feel something is about to happen, something about to take place. They just been messing with that Hadron Collider at CERN. All this happening around the same time. So, you know, this place is founded it's really founded on pagan beliefs. You know what I mean? You know, like you founded on all these different philosophies, and then they try to make it seem like it's really the backbone of this place is the Bible. But if that is the case, then why are you passing all these laws that are go against the Bible? So based on all this devil is going to actually get a recompense. Jeremiah chapter 49, verse 7. Concerning Edom, thus said the Lord of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman? His counsel perished for the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? And when you go into Teman, that's like the capital of the nation of Edom, you know, the chief city, you know. So I believe the Temanites are considered the Germans of today. Like, they were supposed to be the wisest of the people. And when you go into the Germans, you know, that's why you had the German scientists. Like, those are the first ones to actually come up with the jet fuel to push those missiles and rockets and shit like that. Like, when you go into Jack Parsons, that's where you get NASA from. You know, I remember meeting a guy that was on some left hand shit, but he the one taught me that, you know, you think Jack Parsons was literally just a engineer and a scientist, but he actually was a magician, a warlock. You know, he did rituals with Aleister Crowley and all that. Facts. So this place ain't what you think it is, and that's why I just read that Nahum. Place is founded on witchcraft. Verse 10. But I have made Esau bare, and you seeing that. Look at the situation with what's going on in the UK. I believe the brother was sitting up there saying the UK is like 3 different provinces: Scotland, Ireland, and I believe England. So pretty much that's back when, because who was that? King James is the king that originally brought all those kingdoms together. Another fun fact, you know. So, you know, and then for them to have to actually step down, like they whole parliament, they whole government just stepped down. So something literally is about to happen. I don't know what, but through the spirit, I can feel it. Speaking as a man, I don't know what it's going to be, but I best believe it's going to affect all of us. But I have made Esau bare, I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, his brother and his neighbors, and he is not. Verse 12, for thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken, and art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it. So, the nation of Israel, Yasharallah, was not supposed to drink of that cup, but going through our slaveries and being under these curses that we are affected by today, that's us drinking of the cup of the Lord's wrath. But it tells you that who are you that altogether are going to go unpunished? It tells you that because what's that? Recompense for iniquity is not paid back expediently. You got people who feel that they, roughly paraphrase, they feel that they won't be punished for it. But it tells you that the Most High love of judgment. Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it. For I have sworn by myself, saith the Lord, that Basra, which was another city of Esau, Edom, shall become a desolation, a reproach, a waste, and a curse, and all the cities thereof shall be a perpetual waste. So basically, it's telling you that the Most High is going to judge this place. And then it goes into verse 17. Also, Edom, which is the nation of Edom, just like Yasharallah is the nation. You got all the different tribes, just like you got different tribes of Esau, Edom. You got different. That's how you got the Russians. You got the Edomites. I believe they was the Gaul, but you call them the French now. You got Esau, Edom, the Gaul. I mean the French. You got the Germans. You got the Turkey. All these is Edomite nations, and that's what NATO is, a conglomeration of a multitude of Edomite nations. To show you how cold the Lord is, then you got the BRIC nations that basically are forming with Russia, which is an Edomite nation, but Russia will be a guard onto the other nations. Also, Edom shall be a desolation. Everyone goeth by it shall be astonished, and shall hiss at all the plagues thereof. So, again, saying all that to say this, the Lord is going to actually judge this place for the abominations that this place actually upholds and actually commits here. So with that all being said, if you're so-called Black, Hispanic, Native American, Seminole Indian, West Indian, or Haitian, I implore you to come back to the law, statutes, commandments of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, or you will be destroyed. And with that, I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory to call Loyam La Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kodesh Barakatham. Double honors to my apostles and to my elders, a great millstone who do rule well. Peaceful salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives and the freedom to do so, now more so than ever. Shalom to the Akwat and the Akim out there listening and learning. Lord willingly, this is edifying. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of other nations, appearing like the other nations. You're subscribing to this truth. To you, I say shalom. Till next time I'm able to come with another lesson. Shalom, shalom. Wa blah, blah, blah. Shalom.